Liverpool often attacks this particular space with unexpected runs from their midfielders. When a center midfielder who is expected to be deep takes those high positions, he can become that link-up man in tight spaces to assist his teammates. Let's see how they create these gaps in defenses to score unexpected goals. The sequence starts with Liverpool forming a back three, while three midfielders position inside the opposition block. They are playing with Szoboszlai as a box-to-box center midfielder, while Gravenberch is more of a holding midfielder. And then Wirtz will act as the attacking midfielder. When the striker is roaming between the midfield and back line, these three midfielders are roaming between the forward line and midfield line. As the opposition initiated their press, the ball is played to the centre back. No one of the center midfielders drops between the pressing players. His marker cannot follow him as he is not ready to leave the other midfielder free. So he stays back along with his midfield partner. As of now, both Gravenberch and Wirtz are pinning two midfielders, and to add to it, the striker drops. All these center movements naturally made the opposition narrow, and it automatically opened space out wide. Now obviously, the wide player or the left back recognized it and moved to attack the free space. Since the opposition was narrow, Liverpool can attack the flanks and utilize the 1v1 opportunity. The winger was closed down and he has two obvious options. In this case, he decided to move inside and thus the left back recognized the new space and attacked it using an intentional forward run. So now Liverpool have two players attacking a dangerous spot in the penalty area. This will naturally attract more defenders and their shape will get disrupted. Since it's too compact, ball is played back and we have another free space in the center as the players were dragged left. If there is a space, someone has to attack it and thus Wirtz made a forward run. Meanwhile, the right back also made a run to the nearby free space. With these multiple movements, Liverpool has disrupted the whole defensive structure and they have a potential 1v1 opportunity on the right. But most of their players are still on the left side, and it might be why the centre back decided to play the ball back to the left. Now again they have a 1v1 situation with two choices for the dribbling winger. This was the same case a few seconds earlier. Here again we have the left back to his right. The left back made the same forward run to attack the same space we saw earlier. Then it was the striker alongside him, and now it's the attacking midfielder joining him. So again the opposition is attracted towards them, and the ball is played back to Szoboszlai. Since it was compact, the obvious choice is to attack the open far side. Here when the centre back gets the ball, he has 5 players oriented towards the right side. But a few seconds earlier, we saw how most of them were on the left. Also the centre back was a bit deep then, but now he has advanced into the final third. Here the centre back assessed the situation and decided to play right. Now Liverpool starts their movements around the ball and the opposition gets their shape disrupted. Also the gravity of Salah attracts at least 2 players towards him. Now the winger has to make use of his technical ability to attack the space. Here the attacking structure gives multiple options for the winger. But how Gravenberch is totally free here? If we look back, when centre backs were dictating play, Gravenberch stayed high in between the lines to uphold their tactical idea. When the opposition was attracted towards the ball, he maintained his position and ultimately became the extra man in the half space as Liverpool's attacking structure pinned opposition in both center and flanks. Finally, the opposition is destabilized and they have players in open space. So now attackers can express their creativity and Liverpool scored. We have a similar situation with Szoboszlai having the ball while 3 players equipped space between the lines. This was the same case in the previous sequence and they had the wide area open. Here it's the same as opposition is trying to be compact. Ball is played to the left back, but contrary to the previous sequence, he doesn't have the winger in a 1v1 situation. So the ball was played back. And now they have to destabilize the compact block. This requires some movements inside the block. Here the dropping movement of the attacking midfielder somewhat disrupted the midfield structure. See how gaps are opening up in the backline. Opposition gets stretched when the ball is played wide, and now the gap is more exposed. So Liverpool made their typical movement to attack space. As Wirtz drifted towards the ball, the center midfielder can make another run to the same space. This was exactly the same space he equipped in the previous sequence. Here the movements of both right back and attacking midfielder helped in creating that space. Now players exhibit their natural instincts and the space is finally accessed. This could have been a great situation, as Gravenberch had a large space ahead of him, with widths available to make a combination. This one is another similar scenario with Szoboszlai on the ball and a potential weakness on the right half space. As the ball is circulated, these gaps will become bigger. Also, the positioning of players affects the midfield structure and it will drag wide defenders out to make it even bigger. Here again, the deep midfielder can make those unexpected runs, and with the technical quality of Salah, this free space can be easily attacked. I am not saying all these movements are fully pre-planned or rehearsed, but it's pretty clear how players are trained to make constant movements to attack space, which is created by patient ball circulation.